This is the Cajun Boy 2700 show. Wherever you may be and however you may be watching on YouTube. I'm your host, Dylan Stelly, and today we got a jam-packed show for you guys today. We'll be discussing the season review of my favorite football team, the New Orleans Saints. Hi, welcome back to the Cajun Boy 2700 show. And today, like I said before, we'll be talking about the New Orleans Saints season in review. The Saints finished this season 7-9 with their 7 wins coming from the Chargers, the Panthers, the Seahawks, 49ers, the Rams, Cardinals, and the Buccaneers. 7-9 once again for the third year in a row, once again missing the playoffs for the third year in a row. Your final stats of the season are Saints offense finished first as usual, always finishes first in offense just about every year, or in the top 5 or top 3 just about every year. They averaged about 426 yards per game and came in second behind Atlanta in most points scoring per game, or most points out of the whole league. Defensively on the other side, the Saints finished 27th with allowing close to 273 yards per game and allowing a 28.4 points per game, which is just a couple points shy of last year. Last year it was 29. This year it's 28. So a little bit of improvement there. Last year the Saints finished 31st in total defense, and this year we finished 27th, which under Dennis Allen's first year as defense coordinator, I say he did a decent job considering, or an okay job. He couldn't really do exactly everything he wanted to do because of personnel issues. As we all know, Ellerbe was in and out. Delvin Breaux hardly had him for the season. Our new draft pick, our first round draft pick, Sheldon Rankins, was out for the first 8 weeks, I believe, of the season. Our middle linebacker, excuse me, John Laurinaitis was out for almost the whole season after the first 2 games, and then after that he was done. So the Saints had a couple hit and misses, I shall say, on the defensive side of the game. Cameron Robinson was amazing this year. He did a phenomenal job as coming back and filling in that role that John Laurinaitis was supposed to play in middle linebacker, and he did an outstanding job, I think. Nick Fairley, defense end, he was amazing. It's just the backfield was a how can I put this nicely? Not very good. We'll just go with that. As far as for Daryl Moore and Ken Crawley, I like them two at corner. They did a very good job. And then our second round draft pick, Bell, did an outstanding job this season. I think he did a lot more than I expected he was going to do. I thought a rookie season, you know how they come in and it's kind of like iffy. He actually did very well. And then Kenny Vaccaro always runs down, always a good job. And even though he had the substance abuse situation at the beginning of the end of the season, it was, yeah. So that's about all I have to say on defense. Once again, Saints finished 27th. Hopefully we could build up this year and with the draft and be able to be contenders next year, which despite in our offense, I think this is one of the best New Orleans Saints offense we had in a long time. Maybe even better than the Super Bowl offense, in my opinion. Considering the receiving core, the running game, Drew. Even though Drew Brees finished for 5,208 yards, which is unbelievable. Once again, for the fifth time in NFL history, as everyone else, it's only been done 9 times in NFL history, and he done it, and he has completed it 5 times. As for the rest of the NFL, only completed it 4 times, being Dan Marino, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Matthew Stafford are the only other 4 people or 4 quarterbacks to complete 5,000 yards for this entire season. So the Saints, Drew Brees finished with 37 touchdowns to 14 interceptions. Mark Ingram finished with 1,043 yards rushing this season, which he is the first Saints running back to rush over for 1,000 yards since Deuce McAllister did it in 2006, which is a very good sign for Mark to build on that 1,000 yard season and get even more for next season. But like he said at the end of the game against Atlanta, whenever he received his 1,000 yards, he said it's not about the running back, it's mainly the offensive line, which I have to give. Sorry about that. Which I have to give props to the offensive line. They did a very good job considering how everyone thought they were going to be a big disaster this year. And one for myself, because considering how Drew Brees got hit consistently last year and still was able to put up almost 5,000 yards last year, just like 120 yards shy. I think he threw for 480 no 4,880 80 yards, yeah, something like that. So yeah, Mark did a fantastic job this season, along with the receiving core. The receiving core is outstanding. You have Brandon Cooks, arguably one of the fastest receivers in the NFL. You have Willie Snead, one of the most reliable receivers in the NFL and underrated receivers in the NFL. You have Brandon Coleman, which he makes big plays every now and then, but you don't really see him too much. But still, his 6'7" stature is always something to look at. And then you have the new Marcus Colston. I'm going to say it right now. He is the new Marcus Colston in his rookie year. Michael Thomas, who passed up Marcus Colston for the most receiving yards from a New Orleans Saints rookie with 1,137 yards, which once again is just amazing. And I just can't say no more about that. I am so excited for the offense. I think it's going to be great. I can't wait to see how the draft is going to go. Hopefully, we go all backfield. I would love to see not backfield, all DBs. I like to see Tre'Davious White from LSU come to the Saints. I believe he is a great corner. I think that's what we need to get, or a couple of new corners, because you have Sterling Moore. B.W. Webb has to go. I'm sorry, B.W. Webb did not do good. That's the player with the little dreadlocks looking things. He didn't really do too good. He costed too many penalties, and he just looked lost a lot in the games that I watched. He I remember in what was it? In the Atlanta game, on one of Atlanta's 5 touchdown drives, they threw the ball in the back of the end zone. It was Julio that caught it in the back of the end zone, and then you have B.W. Webb just standing there looking dead at the safety, saying that was his man when it was obviously his man, because they were playing man-to-man in that play. And he let his man go because they thought they were playing a zone coverage instead. They were playing man-to-man, and yeah, you just know what happens there whenever you busted coverage. Always results in a touchdown in the NFL. So yeah, Saints once again finished 7-9 on the season. Drew Brees, another outstanding season. Mark Ingram, a big shocker, along with Tim Hightower. Tim Hightower also had a fantastic season too. He did very well than expected, or than I expected. He was a very I remember one press conference after the Seattle game. Sean Payton said that dude is great at running. He runs and he hits the hole pretty hard. Like whenever you think it's only a 1 or 2 yard gain, he ends up pushing for 4 to 5 to 6 extra yards. It's outstanding, his yards after contact. So yeah. Um, once again, Saints finished 7-9, third in the NFC South. Once again for the third year in a row. Uh, Hopefully next year will be a lot better. Yeah. So well, I guess that's all I have to say about that. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe all down below. And let me know, give me your thoughts of the 2016 New Orleans Saints season and what you would like to see in the 2017 season coming up in just a short, what is it, 8 months?